What a beautiful morning to head for the mountains to drag in firewood. It's into November already. I'm way behind doing this job. So we got to get this done so we can get back on the log cabin build. Up here in the Sugar Run homestead, the ash beetle went through a few years ago. There's so many ash trees that it killed. These logs are laying here from ones that snapped off this past summer, and for every one of those logs you see laying there, there's about a 15 or 20 foot stand still standing of that tree. So here I'm going to cut this one up into length and get ready to pull it down out with the Norwood hydraulic winch. There's sometimes it just pays to, if you're going to be stupid, you might as well show it. That's coming up here in a second. Probably shouldn't have mounted the camera on the end of the log. I didn't think the log was going to roll, but it did. So here we're going to go into a time-lapse mode, and you're going to see me drag out a few logs here. I wish it was that easy to go up and down that hill like that. And I wish I would have been smart enough to cut this little tree out of the way about the second or third time it kept me from pulling that log down. That log certainly wasn't enough firewood for all the work that it took me to get it down to the tractor.
Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. This picture of us here, it's just like...
Slow things down here a little bit for the last pull of this video, but climbing up and down that mountain for 3 or 4 days, dragging logs, and I'll show you the log pile here in a future video, but it's fun, I'll tell you that. But this old Norwood winch, hydraulic winch, it will pull them down out of here. Yeah, that's quite a stretch there from the tractor to that pull, but it's actually pretty close compared to some of the ones I pull out of the woods. So I'm pretty happy with that rigging. It does a good job. Pulling downhill can be a challenge sometimes because if the log gets ahead of itself, the rope will wind up on the winch and you gotta stop and start over. But overall, it's better than the alternatives. When Dad used to do it on the mountain, this side hill, he'd cut the wood into firewood length, and then he'd roll each individual piece down to the flat there where he'd have a four-wheeler with a trailer, and he'd load it on the trailer. I'm getting to take logs out of here. In the future, you'll see a couple. I took some 22-foot logs out of here, skidded out of here, so makes a lot less work in the long run.
Living like this makes dying less scary. Digging up bones, better left buried.